So you've made up your mind to sell, but what are your options? We've talked about those in a previous video. Today we're going to look at how you sell and then buy your next home. Let's get into that next. Hey, Dave Edwards, Treasure Valley Dave here, and we're following up on our series about how you get from one home to the other and what those different processes are. And today we're looking at you sell your home and then you buy another home. Not all part of the same transaction. So let's go over some of the pros and cons of that. And I also want to let you know that we do have this great download that you can have for free just by going to our website. You'll find a link around here someplace. And if you can't find a link, or if you have some questions about some of these things, give us a call, text, email. The information's around here someplace. And we'd be more than happy to talk with you. We could set up a Zoom call, or if you happen to be in our area, shoot, we'll just meet here at the office. Maybe we'll go out to lunch. Anyway, you can't beat that deal, right? Sell, then buy. So that means you're living in a house now, and you have to sell it, and then you're going to be staying someplace, probably a rental, for some period of time. So let's look at and then after you're in the rental, then you find your next house, and then you move into that. So let's go over some of the pros and cons about this. So who is this option best for? Well, this strategy is often used by people who are relocating from some other place to the Treasure Valley. And the reason for that is they don't know our area all that well, and they want to live here, get a feel for it to figure out where they want to live on a more long-term basis. And that's exactly what we did when we moved from California. And we're not Californians. We only lived there for a while. We're originally from someplace else, kind of more normal like Idaho. And we wanted to know the area before we planted roots. We ended up, we bought a house that was only 1.5 miles or so, maybe 2 miles, from where our rental was, because it just felt right. So, but we didn't know that till we got up here. So yeah, I can't blame you for wanting to do that if the market conditions allow for that. And the reason I say that is because we had a time where prices were going up pretty quick. So if you waited a year, which is what a typical lease period is, it would have ended up costing you quite a bit more for the exact same house. So it all depends, and we'll be glad to go over your individual situation. Just give us a call, text, email, of course. So there's also those cases where you have no equity in your home, and you probably need to rent for a while you save up some equity. Maybe if you bought your house a year ago and the prices are staying steady, you really don't have any extra equity in there. So you might, if you have to move for whatever reason, then maybe it's for being closer to work or school or something, then this might be another good strategy for that. So sell, then buy. What are the pros and cons? So a pro is you know exactly how much equity you'll have to put towards your next home, which is an absolutely great thing because you don't have to worry. You say, look, we got $200,000. That's what we can put down on the next one. It's in the bank, so no problem there. So what's the next pro is you can take the time to find your next home and then move quickly with your offer that does not include a contingency to close on another home. And this is it's a really big thing when it comes time to getting your offer accepted on your next home. Because if you have a contingency, that's something that the seller of that home is going to consider. It's like, that's more risk for me when it comes time to sell my home. So you can just take your time. Another thing is there's no time pressure to get your current home repairs finished. So I know we have projects we put on the list and they just never quite get done. So you make up your mind, you say, you know what? I've started this plan. I'm going to sell my home, then I'm going to buy. So now I'm going to work on these projects, but I can't do it till next payday. No problem. You've got plenty of time. The next pro is if you're financing your next home and you currently have a mortgage on your current home, currently twice, you would only be making one mortgage payment So on your next home, because you already sold your current home. So that's going to be less stress for you. And another pro is that if you are getting a mortgage on your new home, it'll be easier to qualify not having a mortgage payment on your current home. Kind of goes hand in glove with the other one. And there's going to be, the next point is there's less stress and peace of mind. You won't be homeless because you're taking one step at a time. You're selling your house, you're going into your rental that you've already got lined up, and then when it comes time to buy, you're going to buy, and then you may still have another part of your month on your rental to move and just take your time and move in. So that's all good, but Dave, are there any cons? Why, I'm glad you asked. Yes, there are. So you'll have to rent a place after selling your old house, but before moving into your new house. That's kind of what this whole thing's about. Another con is that you may get into a rental with a longer lease than you would like. And it could cost extra to break that lease early, or you have to end up paying for all those months until your lease naturally expires. Yeah, you could get a shorter term lease, a 3-month or 6-month. Those are typically more expensive per month. I've had clients that they got out of their lease early and they still had to pay another 1 month or 2 months, and then the landlord would let them out. And that's kind of what happened when we got up here, signed a year lease. We were in the house ultimately for 9 months. We started looking about the 6-month point and then eventually found our place. And we were able to slowly move in from our rental to our new house. And it was fine. So another con is that you'll have to move twice. There's the con. So yes, we had to move once into the rental and then once from the rental to the other place. And silly us, we unboxed everything because we got tired of living in boxes. And it just was more work. Do you guys like boxing up everything you own, putting it in boxes, maybe putting it in a storage unit, and then hauling it into a truck, and then from one place to the other? No, it's kind of a pain in the butt. It's a good opportunity to declutter and go through your stuff. So maybe that's more of a pro than a con. But so there's also a con is no time pressure to get your current home repairs finished. Didn't we just talk about that as a pro? Well, yes, but then have you ever heard of Parkinson's law? Essentially, it says that whatever job you have to get done, it's going to take as long as the time that you've allowed for it. So if you've allowed like 5 years to get it done and you still don't have it done, well, that's Parkinson's law at work. But if you have a house that you need to sell and the agent's on you and everyone's on you, it's like, I got to get this finished. I got to get it ready to go on the market in like 3 weeks. Guess how long it's going to take you to get your projects done? Less than 3 weeks. So there we go. And one more con is that all that cash money that you got from selling your previous house is just sitting in your bank account. And it can be tempting to spend. There's always something that comes up, some kind of emergency or something that feels like an emergency. And your bank balance is going to start to slowly come down. That would be the money that you're going to use to put down on your next house. And then, like I say, we went through this exact same process when we moved up from California. And it's not that we were spending the money. What got us was like we were scared to death that it was going to be like 1929 all over again, and all the money in the bank's going to just go away. And it really kept Mrs. Treasure Valley Dave up at night because there was such a huge worry. Can we trust the bank with all that money? So it all worked out fine, but some people are worriers and some people are spenders. So yeah, this could definitely be a con. So sell your house, then buy another house. We've gone through the pros and cons. Like I say, you can get your own copy of this checklist here. And it's great for, running things through your mind when you're trying to figure out, should I go with this process, or is there another process? Another process that we're going to talk about on the next video, which is going to be sell and buy, all part of the same transaction. That's what most people do, and I think you're going to want to make sure you don't miss that. So be sure to subscribe to this channel, And we will see you on that video.
Hey, thanks for stopping in and learning more about real estate in Nampa, Idaho and the Treasure Valley. If you'd like to learn more, watch this video here next or binge on this playlist. When it comes time to sell a home, buy a home, or even relocate to the Treasure Valley, your Treasure Valley Dave team is your real estate expert by your side, helping you get home.